When I was 12 I was into catfish guys face with tears of joy. I found a cute girl on Instagram and took her photos and made a Tinder and Instagram. This cute 18-year-old guy texted me and we started an online relationship. He lived like 15 miles from me, so after some getting to know each other and me sending some fake hot pics, he wanted to meet. I didn't want to seem suspicious, so I said yes and knew I was screwed. I wanted to meet him, so I just put on a ton of makeup and cute revealing clothes and went to meet him. He was really and even hotter in real life, sweaty red face with tongue out. He was surprised but said I was hot so we could still go on a date, so we got ice cream and before I knew it he invited me to his house and we watched movies, but I really wanted to jump on him, and so after the movie was over he gave me a good night kiss, but I grasped him and he pinned me to the wall and started taking off my clothes and I unzipped his pants and it was so intense and hot and he said I was really good, so every Friday we met up and I gave him an intense wop wop 3000 smirking cat face. He would last at least 1 hour smiling face with horns. Eggplant. So this story is about how I fucked one of my family friends. So one day he comes over for a football game, it was all nonchalant. We went upstairs and at the time I don't know his age, so me and him started and then moved on to doing the nasty, and then right after we did the nasty we came back downstairs and we were sitting on the couch just kissing and all of that, and then I go on a trip to Florida and he goes ahead and he tells me that his parents found out that we fucked and so we can't talk no more, so I'm heartbroken, all of that, and then yesterday was his birthday, so I wished him happy birthday and I found out he's 20 and I'm haha. In music class this girl asked if we could sing WAP as a joke. The teacher asked what WAP was. She said woodwinds and pianists. So for the rest of the day she said the WAPs go to the right side of the classroom. And she kept saying WAP. A week later we had a recital and she said into the microphone all the WAPs go to the left side or the auditorium when there was like 200 people there, skull. Loudly crying face. After the recital a mom came up to her and told her what it really meant. She said she had been tricked by her daughter and put WAP on her Facebook bio. So one time I was at school and I don't like math, so I pretended I was sick and it worked perfect. Then a bitch came with me and it was my crush, so I didn't know we had a girl, so I said hey I like you. He said it like you too, but you too ugly. So then I said back, then bitch what are you, a fucking roach or what, because that's what I see you from my view, sorry motherfucker. And the teacher heard me and say to the office now, so I went and said to the principal bitch HII fuck your mom, don't fuck Emmy, and then the fucking boy shit his pants. Okay, so in 8th grade I had this friend and we have been friends since 6th grade, so we were pretty close. One day in 8th grade she came over for a sleepover and my brother and I were the only ones home. So a little later into the night she left my room and said she had to use the bathroom, and I didn't think nothing of it until she ran back into my room 30 minutes later crying. I asked her what's wrong. She said she wanted to go home. When she went home I asked my brother if he knew what happened and he had a disgusted look on his face. Turns out my brother and my friend went up to the attic and she was giving him head and threw up. Monkey covering eyes. Nauseated face. Okay, so when I was 12 I just started shaving. I was so scared the first time that I ran out of the bathroom with a towel wrapped around me and started screaming because I thought it was going to cut me. Turns out it didn't. Until a couple weeks later when I was shaving I cut my knee and didn't notice until the next morning because my bed was full of blood. Like I must have cut the whole damn leg off with how much blood there was. I didn't see it until I was making my bed. Because I'm a blind bitch. So I ran to my mom and she thought I started my period. Later we realized that it was the cut on my knee and we have never spoken of it since. One time I was in class and I have one kid in the grade, he's just strange. So we were all in the hall, he came up to me and grabbed my boob and said, "You like that?" I kicked him in the balls. One time in 7th grade a stinky fishy smelly fat bastard bitch Willy Wonka looking ass girl from my school thought it was okay to cheat on her boyfriend. She sended nudes to so many boys while being in a 2-year relationship. Her boyfriend found out but didn't tell her that he did, and started sending nudes to me. When I tell you his dick was big I fucking mean it, holy shit it was fucking huge. Shortly after they broke up I started dating him. She was pissed because she didn't want me dating him, so I beat that stupid fat lasagna looking pussy ass bitch up. I'm still with the guy and have been for the past 3 years. From Anonymous. So when I was in 4th grade I would cuss a lot, like a lot man, so I didn't like this one girl in my class because she talked shit on me saying all kinds of stuff. I tried to ignore it as much as possible. Then one day someone in my group passed me a note saying what's up with me and her. I wrote back and holy shit dude, I said a shit ton of bad words and other things. And this whole note passing lasted about 3 days, and then while I was writing another one my teacher suddenly came in front of me. I was like fuck, and so passing time she found all the notes exchanged and I was sent to the principal's office and got yelled at, which I didn't really care cause I meant everything I said in the notes. I got a week's detention and also had to stay in the library while everyone in the whole school got to go to the big talent show, which I could care less about. LMAO, those talent shows fucking sucked. Also I was so cool with the librarian so we just talked the whole time. But yeah, this is the time I got in the most trouble I got in. Oh yeah, about the girl who hated me, she ended up being a dropout and she has a... So in 7th grade there was this bitch who just moved to my town. Let's call her Shitface. So Shitface was introduced to our class and then sat next to my crush. Let's call him Daddy, smiling face with squinting eyes. I first thought nothing of it, but then in lunch break I noticed her flirting with my mans. I saw how grossed out he was about her acne-filled ass. I just sat there with my friends. We watched her getting closer to him. I wanted to kill her right there in front of everyone, but my friends held me back. That kept going on for almost a week until I had enough of her stinky acne-filled dirty ass and walked up to her in the bathroom. I told her to better stay away from Daddy and said that he wasn't interested in her. The next day one of my guy friends, also a friend of Daddy, told me that Shitface spread a rumor about me saying that I am obsessed with Daddy and that I stalk him and that I have a whole shrine with pictures of him. That was when I've had enough. Right after everyone went out for lunch I followed Shitface and yelled at her in front of everyone including Daddy and 8th graders. I heard about the false rumors and she said, "Oh, so you can't stand the truth. .. and slapped me. Everyone gasped. It really hurt, but Mama didn't raise no bitch and Daddy was watching. So punched her in the face, beat her onto the floor until she screamed and cried. I grabbed her stinky rotten hair and dragged her around the school ground. She begged me to stop and some of my friends tried to stop me, but I didn't let go. I pulled more and saw a huge dump of dog poo and slammed her face right into it. I rubbed it all over her face and I even think she got some into her mouth and nose, distressed face vomiting. Anyways, that's when I was satisfied. She started crying and some of her friends helped her up. She looked at me and I just said, "Don't spread false rumors about me or anyone else, bitch." Suddenly a teacher came and asked what was going on. Then he saw Shitface on the floor and me next to her and some friends helping her. One of her friends explained what happened and I got called to the principal's office. I then got asked out by Daddy, smiling face with squinting eyes. Shitface changed schools and no one even thought about messing with me. Sparkles. Nail polish being applied to fingers. Red heart. Glowing star. Party popper. Fire. Man fairy. Anyways, it's been 4 years and Daddy and I are still together. And I sometimes even get to see Shitface in town. But she always turns and walks away. I was 11, I was playing at the park and I got into an argument with some girl. So we were arguing for a while, but eventually I ended up asking her did she want to fight. She said yes, so we walk into the grass and we get to fighting and was pulling the mess out of my hair, so I got mad, so I got off the ground and we started fighting again. But this time I got on top of her and I pinned her hands down to ground and I bit her in the ear. I seen blood and I felt a piece of her ear in my mouth and I spit it out and I tried put it in her mouth, but then she bit my finger hard as shit, so I took her head and slammed it into the ground.